Every day when we wake up, we are invited to choose how we are going to face the day ahead. For some, this choice happens almost on autopilot. They start the week already thinking about the difficulties, commitments, and stress that come with it. But what if, instead, you started the day as if you were opening a new blank page? Imagine that every morning is an opportunity to renew your mind and connect with God. Perhaps you're asking yourself, but how can I do this in practice? The answer lies in small habits that, little by little, create a greater transformation. A simple prayer when you wake up is a great start, but you can also incorporate the reading of a psalm or a short meditation. Choose a verse to carry with you throughout the day like an anchor. One example is to repeat in thought, "The mercies of the Lord are renewed every morning." Lamentations 3:22-23. This is as if you were programming your mind to see what is good and take the focus off what wears you down. Now I know it's not always easy. There are days when you wake up with no energy and a head full of worries. But it's precisely at these times that daily renewal is most important. By seeking strength in God, you realize that what seemed impossible to bear becomes lighter. It's as if you were refilling an empty tank. Daily renewal is not a heavy ritual, but a rest for the soul. A reminder that you don't have to do everything alone. How many times have you thought, if only I didn't have to face so many problems, it would be easier to trust in God? The truth is that the strength that comes from Him is not based on the absence of difficulties, but on how He walks beside you in the midst of each challenge. Imagine a boat in the middle of a storm. The strong wind is inevitable, but the anchor keeps the boat steady. That's what God's presence is like. The storm may roar, but with Him by your side, you won't be shaken. Perhaps you know someone who always seems to be at peace, even in the most difficult times. This is not because their life is easy, but because they have learned to trust in the unseen. A practical example. Before despairing over a problem, take a minute to breathe deeply and pray. Say something simple like, "Lord, I don't understand what's happening, but I know you're in control." This kind of daily trust transforms the way we face challenges. This spiritual strength is not something you gain all at once, but that you build up little by little, with each new obstacle you overcome. And when you realize that you have already won many battles with God's help, your heart gains courage to face the next ones. Have you ever noticed how small actions can make a big difference? It's the same with God. You don't need to start your day with a long prayer or read the whole Bible. A simple conversation with Him first thing in the morning will make your heart feel lighter. Something like, "God, thank you for another day. Be with me in everything I do." This kind of habit will gradually transform your routine and your way of life. These moments with God don't have to be perfect. It could be over a coffee or on your way to work. The idea is to bring God into your day in a natural and light way. When you do this every day, something incredible happens. Your mind begins to calm down, anxiety decreases, and you feel more prepared to deal with any challenge that arises. Over time, these little habits shape your heart. You find yourself being more patient, more grateful, and even more cheerful, even in difficult situations. And the best thing is that this change doesn't just happen inside you. The people around you start to notice too. You know when your head is full and you feel like you need a breather? The renewal that God offers is like pressing the reset button in the middle of the day. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be a moment of silence, a short prayer, or even a pause to remember that God is watching over you. This already brings a sense of relief. Another thing that helps is to shift your focus to good things. Have you ever tried writing down 3 good things that happened during your day, no matter how simple? When the mind is trained to see blessings in the midst of chaos, it becomes stronger. And it doesn't have to be just the big victories. Even finding a parking space on a busy day can be a reason to be thankful. Over time, you realize that you don't have to carry everything yourself. The renewal that God gives is gentle, like a cool wind after a hot day. And you know what's really nice? When you feel renewed, it's easier to bring hope and joy to other people too. When you start renewing yourself in God every day, changes don't just happen inside you. Little by little, your routine and even your relationships take on a new shine. You know those moments when you felt irritated by little things? With God's peace in your heart, you react differently. Not that the problems disappear, but your response to them changes. Think, for example, of that friend or relative who always expects you to react nervously. Suddenly you act calmly and patiently, and this breaks the cycle of conflict. These small gestures, like forgiving an offense or listening attentively, show that God is renewing your heart. Routine also takes on a new meaning. What used to be just another busy day now becomes an opportunity to live with purpose. Every task, no matter how simple, becomes a way of honoring God and connecting with Him. With your heart renewed by God, you begin to see the future in a different way. Instead of fear and uncertainty, there is hope that doesn't depend on circumstances. It's like knowing that, even if the road is long and full of curves, the final destination is worth it. Every day that you seek renewal, it becomes clearer that difficulties are fleeting. God doesn't waste any struggle. He turns even pain into learning. And when you realize this, anxiety about the future goes away. Now that you know how renewing yourself in God can transform your life, how about starting today? Share it in the comments. Your experience could inspire others. And to continue on this journey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. God has something special for you.